I got him.
Alvin, where's the best Thai fund in Singapore?
Wherever the anti-cost is swiper.
Alvin, do you buy a Tesla with crypto?
Yeah, with Dogecoin to the moon.
We've got Kelvin from Kelvin Learns Investing here.
Hi guys.
Kelvin, who are you?
Hi, I'm Kelvin. I have a YouTube channel called Kelvin Learns Investing where I talk about personal finance.
And we have Alvin
Last episode.
from the last.
No YouTube channel yet. Yeah. So I like to share my experience. So back again. So I'm the first recurring guest, right? For you on your channel.
Yeah. Alvin's our first recurring guest. Welcome back.
Okay, maybe I'll be a regular on your show.
Yes.
On your channel.
Yes. So Alvin's our Tesla guru. Alvin's also a member of the Tesla Owner Singapore Club.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a club. It's a Tesla club that we're trying our best to engage with the community, right? And help the navigate, help the members to navigate how to use a Tesla and just things that has to do with Tesla. Come and talk to the people or members, right? And learn about how to operate Tesla and how to use the charging and things like that. Very interesting group of people.
A lot of people, my own family members included, say, hey, cryptocurrency is a scam, yeah. Kelvin, what have you learned about crypto so far?
Crypto is very volatile. I don't think it's a scam. And it could actually replace part of the currency in the future.
Kelvin.
Yeah, I don't think it's a scam, right? Price aside, okay. Just if you look at the technology, right, I think it can be so much more. I think it's gonna replace more than just currency. I think assets can be replaced, right? And there's a lot of utility that's gonna come up from crypto, because I think cryptocurrency itself is a misnomer, right? It's not all the cryptocurrency that we know today are currency. A lot of them, they have just so much more than being a currency, right? Like an asset, collectibles, right? And many more. So if you look at it from an angle from that crypto are more than just a currency, a technology behind or an enabler, right? For mass market adoption for many of the things that we do today, like social media. Then it's a lot more than a scam for sure.
Oh yeah, recently there's this game, right, called XC Infinity. Yeah, I think it's also revolutionizing the game industry too.
If crypto is not a scam, could it be investment? And the best person to talk about investment is Kelvin, who is learning about investing. So some of my friends say, crypto is very new, very volatile, like you say. Maybe park in 5% of your money and see how it goes. What do you think?
I think for me, it's still right now it's still a very speculative asset. So I only have like 10% in my portfolio. But according to Chicken Genius, crypto is an insurance, right? Just in case our US dollar devalues, then the cryptocurrency should go up.
So it's like insurance. I've got 5% of my portfolio in crypto. Alvin, on the other end of the spectrum, what's your thing? How is it as an investment?
I think crypto has, I mean, so I think investment, there's a lot of different, I think, bucket that you can put it in, right? Do you want to look for investment that is safe and stable, right? And growing at a very predictable rate, right? Versus, I think, what a crypto asset is, right? Which is much more volatile, but the upside is just so much more, right? So I think you need to know where your sort of appetite is, right? And proportion, right? And ration your allocate your portfolio accordingly. Yeah, some people go all in, right? And some people go like 5 and 10%. But yeah, I think crypto for now, even if you don't trust it, right? I would say that probably put some, right, have some skin in the game, right, so that you start learning about it, and maybe over time you will start then increase your portfolio size on crypto side. Yeah.
But where should they start? Which cryptos should they start?
Which crypto? I think Bitcoin is probably one of the easiest to pick up. Well, probably one of the most complex. But if you don't look at it from a very technical angle, right, there's actually a lot of interesting things behind what money is, right?
Yeah.
And if you just think of Bitcoin, it is a replacement of a store of value, right? And I think some of people, they argue that store of value needs to be stable.
Yeah.
It cannot be volatile. I agree on that, right? It fluctuates too much. But if you ask people in Venezuela, Argentina, right, they will, I think it's not for, if you come from probably the first world country, you probably won't understand why Bitcoin is such a big thing. But you come from other country that doesn't have a very solid financial infrastructure, then you'll see the value, right?
Yes.
So from that angle, I think probably start with Bitcoin, understand how it works, right? You don't need to go on full on technical, read a white paper. There's a lot of content online, right? A lot of YouTubers doing crypto content, and they kind of simplify the whole process, the whole explanation. I think that's a good place to start.
Alvin mentioned, some countries like Venezuela. In 20 days from this filming, Bitcoin is going to be legal tender in that country. When you look at the countries where they have high adoption of cryptocurrency, in Southeast Asia, Vietnam has the highest adoption of cryptocurrency right now. There was a report just released this week. I'll link it in the description below. Kelvin, you've been doing a lot of learning in all aspects of investing. You own Tesla. People ask you about your Tesla ownership. But now you're sitting here in like Alvin's Tesla Model 3. At least you can touch it, you can feel it, you can experience it. We're sitting here, three of us together in the backseat of Alvin's Model 3 in a very romantic Friday morning filming together. So that's Tesla. At least you can touch, you can feel it, it's real. You'll see more of it in the road. How do you build trust in your own research and investment in crypto?
Personally, I still don't fully trust it yet. Because as I mentioned, it's a speculative asset to me. A speculative investment to me. So right now I just have 10% in it. So even if it goes to zero, I'm still okay. Then also I am earning some sort of interest on it. So in a way, I still think of it as a speculative investment that I can earn from it. But I don't fully trust it. If I fully trust it, it will be much more higher conviction compared to Tesla already.
I feel the same way, Kelvin. Like, I know that cryptocurrency can be good returns. It is a good investment. There's more adoption. JP Morgan just created a Bitcoin fund this week. So there is more credibility out there, but I don't fully understand it. We know how to research companies. We know how to research stocks. We know how to research real estate. Alvin is someone who's been in this industry a bit more. What are some practical tips to really build our confidence and conviction? Because like you say, there's a lot of YouTube videos to watch, but sometimes we are still very confused or we don't know who to trust.
Yeah, I think every crypto project, right, it's different, right? But they are all built by humans. So I think one of the first thing you could look up, if it's by an entity, right, or a foundation that's building a project, then I think you can do some research on who they are, the background of the founder, what is their developing style like, right? Developer, who are they, right? Do they have a good track record, right? I think these are things that you could, you use that in your traditional research as well on a finance company, right? You can also do the same, right? Do some due diligence on. I think most of the crypto project they tend to lean towards a more open approach where they share how much they're spending, right? How much is allocated with their token, right? So I think that's a good place to start, right? And if you think about crypto as a whole, right, it's built as a trustless layer, meaning there's this saying, right? Don't trust, verify. I tend to lean towards project, right, that are more open, all right, and share with the community their progress and their roadmap. I think that's a good way to start, right? And obviously, there's a really open project that has very little centralized team behind. Those are built by the community, right? So those, I think you have if you're familiar with like GitHub and things like that, you could verify the codes and see the development cycle, how much work's been done on it, right? Everyone can vet the code. So yeah, I think there's different way. There's no like one golden approach to that.
There are many ways to research. My personal take is, or someone who's new to cryptocurrency, like myself, I'll probably start with the most stable, the most accepted coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum. This week, the co-founder of Ethereum was interviewed by Bloomberg. I'll put a link in the description below also. I think when there's a co-founder or a face of the project, it gives me a bit more confidence. While Bitcoin is the oldest and biggest cryptocurrency, nobody truly knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is. It actually could be Kelvin.
Or else.
Like, actually, Kelvin may not be eating chai fan every day. He's just, it's all a persona just to divert you away from his true identity, right?
No.
Deny. That's a sign of Satoshi.
That's exactly what Satoshi-san will say, yeah?
Yeah.
So what y'all think? If you think Kelvin is actually Satoshi Nakamoto, share in the description below. Kelvin has 10% of his portfolio on crypto. I have 5%. Alvin? How about you?
Closer to 99.
99%.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like yeah, just one thing, because I have 99% of my portfolio in crypto, right? I think a lot of my view would probably be biased.
Yeah.
So yeah, make your own judgment on that.
What happened to the 1%?
Yeah, it's a few in Tesla, right?
With crypto, we know that everyone's talking about it. It's more volatile. For someone like Kelvin and I, where we invest mostly in equity in stocks, we know if something goes wrong, we can go to our broker, Interactive Brokers, Moomoo, anyone else, to at least get advice. If we get scammed on crypto, sometimes we are afraid of losing everything.
Yeah.
Alvin, is there a solution? Like, is there actually like even though it's trustless, is there like those third parties can help us insure and protect our crypto investments?
I think they are. I think they are a company that insure your crypto, right? But they are probably not for like retail investor for now, right? They only taking business from the large customers, the whales, right, so to speak. And there are company like third. I mean, the whole idea of like going crypto is you don't want third party, right?
Yeah.
But if you are really afraid, and there are, for example, a third party like Casa that uses multi-signature, right, approach to be that additional layer of like custodian for you.
Yeah.
Right. They manage part of your key.
Yeah.
So in the event that you lose like one of your key and you have like another one, then you could they could help you to actually mesh that up, the part of your key and your key to mesh that into a valid key to unlock your funds, so that you could transfer that into another wallet. So much more complex topic, right, of multi-signature.
Okay.
Right.
So there is, for people who are big investments, let's say more than $500,000 in crypto, there is still like a form of insurance to this insurance to actually make us feel a bit more safe. Kelvin, a lot of people are starting to invest in crypto. If you just search on Google like invest with, like crypto was one of the top results. What kind of investor are you? Are you investing in crypto for the financial gains, or you believe in it as well?
Yeah, so I am investing it mainly for financial gains. I also did this survey on my YouTube a while ago, and I found that around 67% of you guys also believe more in the capital gains, not in the benefits of crypto. Quite interesting. So we are mainly financially motivated to invest in crypto.
I'm somewhere in the middle. I believe in the financial gains. I also believe in it opening up new possibilities, options for people, especially like Alvin mentioned earlier, those who are not in first world countries, those where stable access to currency that doesn't go through high inflation rates matter. Almost a backup fund, because governments are not the same everywhere. We're very lucky to be in Singapore. Alvin, for people who actually, like us, we invest in crypto but we don't believe in the mission, is that still a net positive for the world of crypto, or that could also hurt the mission?
Okay, so I actually believe, I invest it mainly for capital gains, and I believe that crypto can change the world. But my main reason for investing in crypto is because of financial gains. Yeah, so many of my viewers also feel the same. They may invest in crypto is also because of financial gains, not because they believe in
Okay.
crypto.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean.
I think it's also like some people will never buy a Tesla car, but they like the company, they like the tech, so they buy a Tesla stock.
Yep.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Right. You don't need to own that product, right? But you just believe it, and then at the same time you have capital gain. That might be your primary goal, but secondary goal,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't matter, right? So long as you, I mean, like have that capital gain because you have conviction in a company that is doing well. The technology is solid, right? And in the case of like Tesla, for example, there's just so much I think research that's been done, and people understand it, right? And they are buying into like their technology, like AI, full self-driving, battery tech, right? So I think that can be applied to crypto as well, right? If that's what Kevin is referring to. But yeah.
So we're now sitting in a Tesla. There's no engine sound. There's no noise. It uses pure electricity. You can actually close your garage door, sit in a Tesla, sleep overnight, and you'll be fine. One of the reasons why Tesla recently stopped accepting Bitcoin was because people claim that Bitcoin is not green, it's not environmentally friendly. Alvin, what's your take?
Bitcoin is I mean, just looking at Bitcoin, right? It's very energy intensive and it's for a good reason. Okay. Okay, I think clean or not, that's debatable, right? But in any case, Bitcoin relies on energy and it's not wasteful, I feel. Could it use less energy? Maybe, probably. But there's one thing that just you can't debate, right? Is Bitcoin as a proof of work chain, right? It requires people to put energy into it, right? As a cost of production, right? So if there's no cost of production, then anyone can just invent Bitcoin out of thin air, and that's where the value doesn't exist anymore, right? So what proof of work does, right, is it translates the cost of production through, in this case, energy, right? You pay, say, for example, $10, right, to put in, to get your miner to put in the amount of work, right, to run that the algorithm and try and mine a Bitcoin, right? So the more money you put in or invest in mining, the higher likelihood you will mine that Bitcoin. So collectively, what everyone is trying to do, all the miners are trying to do, right, is using that power, right, to protect the Bitcoin network, because collectively the power is not used just to mine Bitcoin, but also to reorganize the ledger, right, and make sure that there's a check and balance with the protocol, right. There's no like central entity. So I think that's a requirement or proof of work. So I don't think it's wasteful. Whether it comes from clean energy, I think the industry can definitely do better. And like myself, even I'm so bullish on Bitcoin, I'm not married to the technology. If sometime in the future, a better technology comes along, right, I'll move over, right. So yeah, I think that's a state of my view on whether clean or not. Yeah, I think it's just a must for now. Yeah.
Kelvin, although we read about things like proof of work, sometimes I still feel lost. I feel blur.
Me too.
What is your own personal journey to get to learn more about crypto in the next 6 to 12 months? What's your plan?
What's my plan? Oh, okay. Actually, so right now, I already understand a bit of proof of work, proof of stake, those kind of things. So my next step is actually to research more into the DeFi space.
Decentralized finance.
Decentralized finance, sorry. Yeah, it's still very new to me. Yeah, so that's my plan, even for my YouTube. So I'm planning to explore deeper into these kind of things.
Can you
Because-
share
yeah.
the audience what's an example of centralized versus decentralized finance?
So for example, maybe Hodernot, the one that I'm using to earn interest on, is centralized because you have to put your crypto to deposit into their account to earn interest. For example, decentralized is like this Alvin compound, these kind of things where you can put your crypto into it. You put a master node sort of thing to stake it and earn some interest.
I see. What's your take, Alvin? On decentralized finance?
Yeah, I think it's biting away a huge chunk slowly, right? What I think traditional finance is doing, what Wall Street have been doing for many years, right? And there's just so much overhead with the existing call it legacy finance, where I think DeFi can do a much better job, much faster, at a cheaper rate, right? I would argue that if DeFi comes, in a hypothetical scenario, right? If DeFi comes before what we know today as centralized finance, right? It will never make it, right? If DeFi comes first and then centralized finance say that we are a better product, no one will believe it, right? So same for like EV, like Tesla. I mean, using it as an analogy, right? If EV comes first and gas car, ICE car comes like a second gen technology and claims to be better, no one will move over to ICE. Yeah. So I think the same thing for DeFi. Kind of slowly, I think the world gonna transition slowly into DeFi, and there's just no turning back. Yeah.
I want to add on. I think DeFi won't fully replace centralized finance. For example, the other day the Poly network was hacked. All the developers could do was like, oh hi, I've come to bargain, Mr. Hacker. They can't really do anything to get the money back. And they would say, oh, the law enforcement would come. But actually, the law enforcement shouldn't get involved because this is DeFi.
Yeah.
So I think eventually they will eat into the centralized finance space, but they won't fully replace because you still need a third party to a law enforcement kind of thing, regulation stuff.
So potentially in the future, centralized and decentralized finance could exist side by side.
Yeah.
That's a complement to each other. It's like how there are different forms of companies, different forms of governments out there. And I think that just gives people more choice.
Yeah. I think on a note of trust, right? I think Singapore has been playing around with on blockchain, right? On open technology like Ethereum, right? So I think they have an initiative called Open Cert or something that allows people to have your certificate on the blockchain itself so that anyone could verify it, right? Not the actual cert is stored. I think only the hash is stored, but in a way you could verify that this person has this certificate, right, and is endorsed by that institution. So I think government around the world, institution around the world have been toying around with open technology, and I think it's a good step forward. And they can coexist.
Agree. Nothing should stay static. We should always look at new ways of improving things. Kelvin, now that we've got someone who's really in the crypto world here, what's one question you would love to ask Alvin about cryptocurrency?
Which crypto do you trust the most on right now?
Well, okay, personally, right?
Yeah.
My next big bet is on Cardano. I think they're just doing such a fantastic job. And they're not a fly-by-night project. They've been in existence for a few years now, right? I think 4 or 5 years, right? And they've been building and building and building. They have a very solid roadmap, right? And they are building on a proof of stake network, like protocol. And it's not easy, right? And if you're into the space, it's not easy. Slowly, like over time, they are going to roll out smart contract next month, and then slowly open up the governance from the foundation into the hands of people like you and I. So there's so much. I think there's just so much in the smart contract space that is left untapped, I feel, right? Because of gas costs and things like that. And I think Cardano could potentially be a solution. And that doesn't mean that the other smart chain like Ethereum, right, cannot coexist. I think they can, right? And I think that this is the ideal world that and I think it's also encouraged Ethereum to also challenge Cardano so that they could compete, right? And have that what do you call it?
Healthy competition,
yeah,
growth,
yeah,
innovation that comes from competition.
yeah.
Okay, so here are the big questions. Kelvin, if you had $150,000 today, would you buy in Tesla stock or Cardano?
Only one?
Only one.
Remember, like, where does the 150 come from? Cost of production.
I think it will still be Tesla for now. But I believe that Cardano has a higher chance of growth compared to Tesla.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I believe. But I prefer to be on the safe side. Even if Tesla's growth is lower, it's a more surer bet compared to Cardano.
Same for me. If I had to pick between 150k Tesla stock or Cardano, I'd put it all on Tesla stock. Now I'm going to throw a curveball question to Alvin. Alvin, 150k, will you buy a Tesla Model 3 Performance or Cardano?
Wow,
Right.
good question.
Will you replace this car for Cardano?
No, I think I will buy Cardano. Right? Because I already have a car. It's an easy question. But if I don't have a car, right? I mean, as of now, I'll probably buy Cardano, right? Just because I think it goes back to your first discussion, right? Trust, right? I've done enough research and due diligence to know that where my conviction are to a project, right? So I'm willing to put down the 150k into Cardano, right? And again, I'm also here for the capital gain, right? But also for the technology and the impact that it could bring to the world. So yeah, to answer your question, I'll probably put in Cardano.
And if you believe in the mission enough, not just the impact to the world, but a good investment like Cardano, if you believe in the thesis, 5 years from now, you could probably buy 3 of these Teslas.
Only 3?
Or more, or more. Okay, this is something I found on Twitter, and you see on the screen right now. It says if you bought the Tesla Model S in 2012, your $77,000 EV will be worth about $40,000 today. This is in the US. If you invested the same $77,000 back then in Tesla stock, you would have about $7 million today. You can basically buy a whole multi-story car park worth of Teslas. So, will you buy cryptocurrency or would you buy stock still? Let us know what you think. I think crypto is a pretty good investment after hearing what you're saying, but I would still do more research.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I got a call.
Who's that?
Who's that?
I think it's from Satoshi. Wait, let me pick up. Oh, hi. You want to meet up for chai fan? Oh, okay. I got to go.
Wow.
He wants to eat fish.
Oh no!
You what big already lah.
Wow.
Bye.
Is this your first Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Turn left
Quite cool.
onto Redley Park.
How did both of you find sitting behind 3 people just now?
I think it's a bit squeezing. Yeah. Or to be
Okay.
honest, yeah, for 3 adults. I think for filming because you need to face the same direction. But then if you're just maybe driving on the road, you can like twist and turn around, right?
Yeah.
I think it should be okay.
Mm.
But yeah, if you're going for a road trip, probably not a good idea.
Agree.
Yeah.
Too squeezy for 3 adults.
That's why they have the Model Y, right? That's
Yeah.
for that purpose.
Hopefully the Model Y comes out in Singapore second half of next year.
Second half of next year, right? By that time, we should have Model Y. Yeah. And also I think they are taking orders soon. The page is up, right? Model Y.
Interesting.
So,